So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, winter is just around the corner as you get a look at New Era Field just south of Buffalo, New York. A few moments ago, to the delight of this Buffalo crowd, it was the Bills racing out of the tunnel as they get set to match up with the Baltimore Ravens. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. And this is a game where the defenses, they need to be on their toes because you got quarterbacks here, yes, that can throw the football, but they can also run it very well, too.
Mobile quarterbacks. Remember, for the longest time, they used to tell the quarterbacks, stay in the pocket. We don't want you outside of it at all. Nowadays, that mobility, truly an asset, and people are game planning for it. As a scout told me recently, we are actually working with what the colleges are giving us nowadays.
Powering his way forward. A very solid gain of 27. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I had missed him, it would have been a long night.
Now it's Gore. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a third and about 7 left. And this offense sometimes is predicated on the ageless wonder, Frank Gore.
And he wants to be a guy with limitless carries. Frank Gore gets better and better with each carry. Really batters defenses with his inside running.
Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go.
Throwing is Allen on third. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 26. Brown signed with the Bills in March. Last year he was in Baltimore, 4 seasons in Arizona prior to that, but they're hoping that Brown can add a lot of speed to this offense, which he should. Last year in Baltimore, 715 yards and 5 touchdowns. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. They were trying to go to Brown once again, and that'll bring up second down.
50-19, 58 for Mike. I'm here all day. I'm here all day. Check.
Back to the ground game here. Gore. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave them with a third down and 6 to go.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored. You give yourself your best chance to win.
So is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. No doubt a very disappointing end to what was a pretty strong opening drive.
They had 3 points in their back pocket. It was there for them. If you don't like what you see, just throw it away. Make sure you get those points on the board. Don't get too greedy. He forced it there. You saw the end result.
They go to the former Saint, Mark Ingram. And he'll be taken down, losing yardage back at the 9-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. After the loss to start out, here's second and 11. They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now it's Jackson. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up fourth down. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Here's Gore now running out of the gun. just falls short down at the 1-yard line. A big play here for the Bills. 49 yards. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They'll try and push it in with Gore. And he takes it in across the chalk for a Bills touchdown. Frank Gore, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
The Ravens heading out on offense as we look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing.
And that's caught inside the 30. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. They try and run on first down, but this one going to lose a couple yards as they get him behind the line. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or two. Running right, this is Ingram. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a third and about 7 left. Baltimore was the most run-heavy team in the league last year after Lamar Jackson took over as a starter. And you think about Mark Ingram. He goes from a situation where he was sharing time with Kamara in New Orleans. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. Ed Oliver in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. Tucker's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. Tucker named the league's all-pro kicker for the 3rd time in 2018.
Go ahead and admit it. The only time that you get excited about Justin Tucker kicking is when he actually misses.
It's
and
rare.
excited is not the right word. Surprise is more what we're talking about. 90.1% coming into 2019. He's incredible.
We remind you that coming up later tonight, Sunday Night Football. Seems like we've seen the Seahawks quite a bit in prime time the last few weeks, and we get them again tonight as they head down to L.A. to take on the Rams. And then tomorrow night for Monday Night Football, it's Giants-Eagles from chilly Philadelphia. Give them a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Allen off the play fake. This will be caught by Brown and brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Give him 18 on that one as the Bills are going to have a 1st down.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Throwing on 1st down is Allen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Patrick Owasor leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. They run with Gore out of the shotgun. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up.
58, the money. Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
On 3rd and long, it's Allen, and that will be incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, If you don't win on third down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
12 yards on the return that time, and the Ravens, they'll take over. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field, and last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That good for 22 and a first down. They had a chance to limit his yardage, but he was able to fight off that tackle.
So it's not just the responsibility of the guys who missed the tackles along the way. It's all 11 on defense, able to stop this guy, unable to do it on that play. They've got to find a way. How about his ability to break through and gain that yardage?
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Let him know, let him know.
They run. It's Mark Ingram. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Just like that. Set. Put it to check, cover. Put it to check, cover.
Out of the gun, they give to Ingram. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Pass from Jackson, complete to Ingram. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down. Nice throw there by Jackson. You think about what a boost he gave Baltimore in the middle of last year, led them to victories in 6 of their last 7 games as a starter, replacing Joe Flacco, who had the hip issue. And that strong finish was good enough for the Ravens to capture their first AFC North crown since 2012. But now Jackson's a known commodity. He's the unquestioned starter, and with increased expectations and pressure on the former Heisman Trophy winner. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jackson, and down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. First red zone chance now for the Ravens. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 11. To throw again is Jackson. He's got it. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Jackson trying to hustle his unit up quickly to the line of scrimmage.
Big stop, let's go. Kill.
To throw again on 2nd down. Jackson toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. He was looking for Mark Ingram there, and it's 3rd and short.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but and he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Lamar Jackson with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Ravens have taken the lead.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Already looking forward.
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead is now 10-7. That time a 9-play drive, and it was capped off by the touchdown run that came from Lamar Jackson. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. You're down 3 under a minute to go. How aggressive are you going to be in this spot?
Not as aggressive as I probably would want to be. Only down 3. I mean, it might as well be even going into the half. That's not a deficit that makes me want to push it and potentially make a mistake in this situation and cost myself even more points.
But boy, getting into field goal range and tying it, that's tempting.
Awfully enticing. You almost talked me into it.
A final shot before half for Allen. He finds an opening past the 40, and he takes it all the way up to the 47. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Ravens out in front. As we, due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the third quarter. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10 at the 9-yard line.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
And the third quarter starts with a run by Ingram. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Starla to the leg. Busting through to get him for a loss of 6.
Well, let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up. Back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle?
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
That defense just did not budge, and now your punter. Well, this is why you pay him.
It is. It's exactly why you pay him. But what he's got to be thinking about are a couple of things. Number 1, don't step back. Could be a safety. Number 2, cut down your time on your mechanics. If you're a 2-step punter, it needs to be 1 step and get rid of the football.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. The pass to Brown as he holds it in. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. 23 yards, the final tally.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here?
Yeah, anything. Change it up because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought you could get done. Sometimes when you open things up a little bit, you can get back to what you wanted to do before.
That one, a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
Mike, 48. Go. Check.
On 1st down, Allen. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. Through an opening, and there he goes. Past the 20. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. So from one end zone all the way to the other. Talk about a turnaround.
And how about the excitement that play generates for his team? Not just the points on the board, but the momentum and taking it from coast to coast, end zone to end zone. What a tremendous play. Now get that man an oxygen tent.
That's your boy Old Mo. You said momentum, right?
Old Mo, I think he's kind of limping across at the end because of that distance, but he made it.
Tucker now to add the point after. It's good to make it 17-7. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
And they got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. So the shotgun snap to Allen. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
And we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Tackle made there by Matt Milano.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
A 10th carry here for Mark Ingram. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down. From the gun, Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Gore. Powerful running. He's got the 1st down and more past midfield. 30, 10, and all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Frank Gore with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was pump the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some 1st downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Jackson got a man. It's Brown. And out across midfield down to the 45. A gain there of 30 big ones. Nice big gain there from Marquise Brown, 1st-round pick out of Oklahoma. Of course, his cousin knows a thing or two about big catches in the NFL. That's Antonio Brown. And now Hollywood hoping to carry on the family tradition of solid production at the wide receiver position. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 16 yards on that one at a Raven 1st. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. They go play action here on first down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Lorenzo Alexander in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup with someone trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too. One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
Boy, you talk about not playing it safe. Why were they going for it there, Charles?
It's got to be a full evaluation of their team. Do they trust their defense in this situation? Maybe they think they've given all they can in this game and they don't have anything left. Do they not trust that the other team's quarterback is just so hot that no matter where they get the ball, they go downfield? Remember when Bill Belichick went for it in that game, right, against Indianapolis on the road, and everybody said, why'd you go for it there? I think he just thought to himself, on the other side, if they get the ball, they're going downfield anyway. He was trying to end the game right there with his own offense.
This is 3rd and 2, maybe the biggest play in this football game. Throwing now is Allen. And that'll be incomplete. Now, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points, said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot.
Allen finds Croft as tight end. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Allen finding his tight end Croft. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. He's back to throw.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Tried to go for the big one there on 2nd down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
Then he finds Beasley complete. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 11 yards and a Buffalo 1st down. 1st down now, but the clock continues to move. He's got Gore. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 12 yards that time and a Bills 1st down. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Back to throw. And his throw here's incomplete. Cole Beasley, the intended target. 3rd down here.
Sets up a 3rd down and 18.
58, come on.
They'll look to throw. He finds Yeldon. 20. And they do finally get him, but he makes it all the way to the 6. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. They run. It's Gore. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to potentially send us to overtime. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the 4th quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
Double time, double time. Hey, we got 4 down, 4 down. It's in.
Now Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This will be taken in at the 1. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now. The ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain that time, and it leaves them with 3rd and 11 coming up.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
To throw, it's Allen. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Well, their defense did its job. Now they're going to get the football with a chance to win it.
And it feels like they ran out on the field, and right before they did, they told the offense, don't worry about this. We got you. Okay, we got the situation under control. We'll get it back for you for a chance to win the game, and boy, they did it well. Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
And strong running there gets this up over the 15-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Ingram again. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
2 2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all tied. This is Ingram on 1st and 10. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain. Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. Now what can Jackson do here in overtime? His throw incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Here's Jackson. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. 16 yards on that one, and a Raven first. He did not have a catch till that moment. Pretty good time for his first one, though, here in OT.
I would agree with that, and just think about how they had to cycle through all the play sheets, right? Tried to find ways to get a lot of people to football. In this case, as you said, he hadn't had a catch all game. Now they find him in a key moment. Really well done.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. Another nice job there defensively. They've really stymied their passing attempts, and it continues in overtime.
And for them to do that, that means they've had to be cohesive on defense. Pressure in the quarterback's face, good coverage of not just the wide receivers, but the tight end, the running backs when they try and slip out, and making sure they're at the point of attack. When the ball's in the air, they get there and help force some of those incompletions.
22 yards there, a 1st down. So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 37-yard line. This pass complete. Jackson finding Andrews. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. It'll be their 2nd and final timeout, remember, here in overtime. We'll be back. That 1st down completion only netted them 3. 2nd and 7. This is Ingram. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is 3rd down and 8. To throw is Jackson. He finds Roberts, complete. And he's got a 1st down as the tackle made at the Bills' 14. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. Now the timeout comes here in the waning seconds of this overtime as we could be set up at long last for a potential game winner. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. And with that, they take the lead here 20-17. Now remember, this one is not over, but with the time running short here in this overtime, that could very well be the game winner.
Yeah, remember now, the other team does get a possession, but when the clock runs out, that's it. So that was a well-calculated drive to use up the majority of the clock and leave your opponent with little to no time left.
Well, we thought this game would be a good one. It did not disappoint into overtime, and it took the field goal to win it.
And we always pay lip service to how important it is to play defense. And usually we focus on the big offensive pyrotechnics, right? But in this case, they got the ball back on defense, gave themselves a chance, and they capitalized on it with a victory.
And I don't care what distance that field goes from in overtime. The knees are always knocking, but